All right, we're live. Hey everybody, Dr. Bulow here, and every week or so, I do have my clinic, so it's not every week, but one of the things that I like to do every week or so is sit down with local business owners and service professionals in the community. You know, Cranberry is such an amazing place, but so are all of our communities that surround it. That's why it's called Around Cranberry. Wexford is probably older than Cranberry in a lot of ways. It's been around a long time. One of the established businesses here in Wexford is Wexford Beer. It's been around for how many years? Dating way back to the original location?
About 25.
About 25 years, which is pretty incredible. And through a few connections, someone got me together and they said, you've got to talk to the new owners of Wexford Beer. They've been here, they're doing some really amazing things in the community, connecting with our awesome microbreweries that are just blowing up all over Western PA. So I would love to introduce you to, I'll let them introduce themselves, but these are the new owners, Bill and Cynthia. I was going to go with another S. I was like, I gotta get some help here. So thank you, Cynthia, for saving me there. But Bill and Cynthia, we've been chatting a little bit here, and I'm sure you're going to tell us about the back and everything, but one of the things that this Around Cranberry initiative is all about is you guys. Like, I want to know more about you guys. We'll get into the business and how cool it is, and it's been around so long. It's such a staple. But where are you guys from, and what brought you to Wexford here?
Mm-hmm. Well,
I grew up in Western Pennsylvania,
cool.
in the South Hills.
Yeah, oh, the South Hills. It's like another world, you know.
And went to Pitt and got an engineering degree. And unfortunately, in 1981, I had an electrical engineering degree with a computer science minor. Mm-hmm. And in 1981, there was nothing for me to do in Pittsburgh.
How about that? Yeah, not a lot of computer science.
And so off I went.
Yeah.
And I had stints in Boston, Silicon Valley, Southern California.
Yes, you saw the country.
Upstate New York. And
yeah, I got an MBA along the way.
Yeah.
And then, I met my wife when I was in Boston.
Very good. So you're from Boston.
I'm from Boston.
Very good.
Yep,
very
I'm true
cool.
Bostonian.
That's right. Now I don't even know if we're going to talk about if you're a Patriots fan or not. I can't. My heart can't take it. But otherwise, how did you guys got married? You guys met in Boston.
Yeah.
And your background, I know, was in real estate.
So luxury retail.
Retail.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
very cool.
I've worked for some of the biggest, and my most recent was with Neiman Marcus, where I ran all designer handbags and shoes. So I worked with really the most prestigious brands in the world.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is fun for me, the niche things. And interestingly enough, there's some niche things going on here, but different industries. But yeah. I'm always fascinated by that. And now, I don't know, you've probably come to appreciate this. How long have you guys been back in Pittsburgh now?
Couple of years, three and a half years.
It'll be a little over 3 years.
Yeah, so Bill can probably attest to this. Cynthia, you may have learned this, that the inside joke for I know from my family and some of my connections is that, Pittsburgh's like the Hotel California. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never really leave. It always brings you back, and I think that's an okay thing. I think that's a good thing. I mean, there's a lot of family values, and we love our community, we love our families, there's just a vibe here that's somewhat contagious if you grow up in it. So yeah, it's just kind of fun. You guys are back in now. You came across and acquired Wexford Beer, which again, for those that are new to the community, and it's interesting. You guys are kind of bridging the gap between the purpose of this page, which was people that are new in the community that didn't really know about a lot of the long-time established brands and services that are in the region, and there's so many interesting niche communities around Cranberry, so maybe you could give an overview over Wexford Beer and what made you guys excited to take it over and take it on.
Well, I'd say, I didn't set out to buy a beer distributor.
Sure, yeah. Right? It's an interesting business model.
Yeah, when we left the Silicon Valley, it wasn't really our plan.
I moved here, and Pittsburgh's a very different place from when I left.
Yeah, oh, really? Yeah.
The technology industry here is thriving.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of interesting things to do, and so I left California thinking that I could come here and get into some new tech startups and things like that.
Interesting, yeah.
And it didn't really work out that way.
Mm-hmm.
However, he is mentoring at Pitt and Carnegie Mellon.
Oh, that's cool.
So I got involved in this organization that mentors young startups, and I've been actively involved in it now for 3 years.
Yeah.
And one of the founding managing directors of this organization said to me one day, "Hey, Bill, you like beer." I said, yeah. And he said, "You ever thought about owning a beer distributor?"
That's funny.
No. and that's how this came across my desk. I was looking for something interesting to do, but I wasn't, I wasn't set out looking for a beer distributor.
Well, it's interesting because in my opinion, it's a relatively simple business model, right? You have a very straightforward product, a very straightforward brand. So from that aspect, I'm sure it's intriguing and interesting as a model to play with. And I'm kind of curious how you guys are innovating it. You know what I mean? Like in the face of, Sheetz, very popular spread out conglomerate now being able to sell beer and Giant Eagle and all the rest, it puts beer distributors at a disadvantage where they kind of have to reinvent themselves. And I think you guys have done an amazing thing with the microbreweries here. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that and kind of just the way that you're, whether it be just from a community engagement inspiration or from a strategic inspiration, how you guys are kind of re-engaging what's the word I'm looking for? Innovating the industry here. You know what I mean? What's been going on?
Yeah, it's not as simple a business as you might think. So, for instance,
especially ours,
we're sitting here right now on it's the second week of November. We're sitting here on all of our winter and Christmas beers.
Yeah.
Those arrived here in the middle of August.
Okay.
They were ordered in March.
Wow.
And so everything that you see sitting here, I had to make decisions back in March.
Wow.
Of which beers were going to be the hot ones, which ones we're going to sell, which ones we didn't want, because the beer industry has changed dramatically in the last 10 years. Whereas 10, 15 years ago there was 5, 6, 7 brands that you could buy, and that was it. You had your Budweiser, your Miller, these kind of things. Now there's thousands.
Yeah.
In our price book, we have over 3,000 items.
That's incredible.
On any given day, there's probably close to 800 in the store.
Yeah.
And managing that is not trivial.
Yeah.
And understanding.
Takes an engineer.
It's interesting. Like up until actually even now, I'll have someone come in here and say, where's your pumpkin beers?
Okay.
Because they're looking for something for Thanksgiving, which is in a week.
Yeah.
Those were gone.
Yeah.
Those came here in. We probably got our first ones in the first week of August.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we didn't put them out until the first week of September.
Yeah.
I had them all in the back.
Yeah.
And they were gone in 3 or 4 weeks.
Wow.
Right.
That's something.
We have 2 pumpkin ciders left. That's it.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But I'd like to talk a little bit about what we've done and what we're focusing on.
Yeah, please.
First and foremost, the customers. Getting to know the customers, what they want, what they wanted to see, cleaning the store up, making it look better, working on merchandising. A couple of things that we do that other beer distributors don't do is we work with commercial accounts, so that's a big chunk of our business, which makes it a little more complicated. So we work with restaurants, bars, country clubs, golf courses. So, and that's a big part of our business. So we deliver 6 days a week, and right now that seems to be a good opportunity for restaurants maybe in the past that were ordering larger amounts from the wholesalers. Because we deliver 6 days a week, they don't have to tie up their coolers, and it gives them a little more wiggle room with their cash flow. So we're trying to work on that. But as far as the customers in the store, we were listening to what they were looking for, and also learning. Both of us were learning the beer industry, and some of the growing areas of the beer industry are the microbreweries.
Yeah.
Seltzers and ciders are just blowing up. So we've expanded those departments in the store, and what you see behind us is just a sampling pretty much of all of the local breweries that we're working with. And when
really
COVID hit, we had to really switch gears.
Yeah.
So we started carrying the locals, but we also started bringing in hand sanitizer, because at the time no one was able to get it.
That's
and
right.
One of our local distilleries, Faber, started producing it. And so Bill and I have always believed in giving back to the community, and so while we're getting to know the community, we're also giving back. And we've been donating hand sanitizer since the very first month of COVID to first responders and frontline workers. We've donated to nurses, to teachers. Right now we're giving it away to veterans, and we're circling back to nonprofits that we gave to originally to see if they need more.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, the biggest areas that are growing right now within just the beer world are the seltzers and the ciders.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. And I grew up, in waiting tables and fine dining, and I'm a wine person, but I'm also I was drinking more beer when I was working on the deck earlier this year. I need those carbs. I know people who are runners, and I'm not a connoisseur by any stretch, is my point. But I've noticed that, there's this cultural thing with the seltzers coming up and the ciders and whatnot. It's kind of neat. And then, of course, the microbreweries. I just think it's so much fun, and it's kind of this whole new, entrepreneurial invigoration for some people to get into brewing, And I just think this is great. And these are all local.
So all of these, and Pittsburgh is such a tight-knit, warm city. So we've gotten to know a lot of them are young, young local people, and so we've been thrilled to work with them, and we hope to continue to grow it. One of the things we do offer our customers is special ordering. So what we've been finding is once people find out that we carry these things, they may want us to special order. We order every week.
That's neat.
So it's been fun for us, and hopefully we've been able to deliver something to our customers that they can't get at some of those other places.
Yeah, that's very
that you
cool.
spoke about shopping. Yeah.
Well, I know I have a couple more questions for you, and then we'll wrap it down. I know that one thing we were going to do, Bill and Cynthia were kind enough to offer to you guys, our viewers, they can't give away beer. It's not allowed to do that. So sorry, but they're the really, really, really cool candles that are, and our local artist makes them, I think. They're in beer cans, right?
Yes, let me hand this to
she'll go grab them. And basically, we're going to put up another link in the page that you guys can go. And the way it works with these giveaways is you just tag a friend in this video so they can watch and meet Bill and Cynthia. And then you go to the link, you enter in your information, and if you just do those two things, you're entered to win. And they're going to make a nice little bag that once we announce the winner, you'll be able to stop by Wexford Beer here and pick up. But take a look at I don't know if you can see them, but
these are great for gifts. That's what we're thinking about right now. We have lots of gift ideas in the store and gift packaging, but these are beer candles, and any beer lover on your list, or maybe even just a candle lover on your list, would like these. And we work with a local artist, and he produces each one individually. They're soy, and he scents them with essential oils. And we're going to throw in a couple little swag things from some of our breweries. And,
that's super cute. I love them.
Thing for
right on time. I mean, you guys probably see it more than I do. There's been a few, I don't know what the official term is, but these connoisseurs of beer that I've met, and they just geek out over all this kind of stuff. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh man, I know a couple people that'll love something like that. But so there's that. Make sure you do that. Tag a friend. I'll post the link by the end of the week. And so you tag a friend, you go into the link, fill out your information, be entered to win. I'd love for you to win that. I just think it's a fun thing that we do with the interviews now. Other than that, I always ask this question of our folks, and that's just kind of like, every industry is different. You guys have been through a few of them, but this is still relatively new for you. But what is it about this industry that is the cherry on top? What is it that is the light at the end of the tunnel? You know what I mean? It is tough running logistics and doing all that kind of stuff, but I'm kind of curious of the insights and what you guys enjoy about it, whether it's from a logistical end or an interaction with your clients. What do you look forward to at the end of your day or at the end of your week through the interactions or the experience of running this particular establishment? Are there things that you've found that are kind of like the wins? It's always, I'm curious about the different industries and different entrepreneurs.
For me, it's 100% working with the customers, and particularly when they come in, they have a special event or anything that we can do to help them and make them smile. And even during COVID, when things were really bad, people just wanted to come and talk from a distance, from a safe distance. And we're taking every precaution right now, but 100% across the board for me. It's always the customer.
That's neat. Yeah, it's got to be fun. It's meeting different people every day and
I don't
integrating.
know what Bill's...
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. We spend a lot of time helping people select what they might want.
Oh yeah,
and there's a lot of people that come in here and say, hey, I want to buy some some beer for someone, and my boyfriend or my husband or my neighbor, you know, who did something nice for me, likes IPAs, what would you recommend?
Sure. Yeah.
And you know, there's probably 75 to 100 IPAs in here, so that becomes a longer conversation than just, oh yeah, here's the one you want.
Yeah.
And you know, that's been fun. And I think the second thing is, I'm really supportive of the local breweries.
Yeah.
And getting them in here and getting them to the point where we're selling a lot of it.
Sure.
Has been really rewarding.
That's cool. That's
and
really...
you know, so we meet with these people every week. They come and drop their stuff off because they're not working. You know, the vast majority of what you get in here comes from 3 or 4 wholesalers in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Huge people. You know, I get trucks of 10, 12 pallets a week of beer.
Yeah.
The local guys, they show up out front with 5 cases.
Yeah.
And getting to know those people, understanding their business, looking at the varieties that they make has been really, really fun. Do
you guys have, I'm assuming you have a website or social media presence?
Yeah, so the website is a work in progress right now.
As is mine.
Our goal is to make it e-commerce, so it's not something we're directing people to.
Sure.
But, you know, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. I handle all of that. And
is that at Wexford Beer? Or
at Wexford Beer.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll tag it. I was just thinking though, this is something you mentioned those locals. I think if everyone follows you guys, and maybe they can expect to see in the future some educational stuff. You know what I mean? Like maybe even interviews like this with the different breweries in terms of like, here's, you know, because for me, again, not being the connoisseur, I get overwhelmed when I walk into a distributor. I feel ignorant, you know.
Right.
I'm just gonna get Yuengling. It's what we always get, or I'm just gonna get this. It's the safe bet.
Right.
But there's probably so many.
Too. I mean, we
of course.
The big brands make it all possible.
But there's all these flavor profiles that I think if you guys did something like that, I think it would. I think that's a great service that you'd be able to provide. Breaking it down.
Yeah, we actually do. We are able to do samplings in the store.
Oh, cool.
Talk about beer giveaways, and we are planning 2 big things for the holidays. So on Black Friday, when everybody's thinking about shopping, come on down because we'll be sampling. We have tons of giveaways.
Awesome.
The breweries have given us glasses to give away. We'll be raffling some really big prizes off, and then Small Business Saturday. That's the day we're going to be featuring all of the local breweries, and we will be sampling and doing giveaways and having a lot of fun things going on.
That's awesome.
And I do try to post and direct people to, most of the breweries are doing videos of virtual samplings and just education about what's happening in the beer industry and just bringing you up to speed on what they have.
Well, I'm definitely going to engage. I think that's a great service, and you beat me to the upcoming events thing. That's really exciting to know about. Any last words? Before we do that, I just want to thank everyone for joining. Again, please share, obviously, if you know someone who's an aficionado or not yet, or maybe they just want to learn and didn't even know that this place, I didn't realize Wexford Beer had been here this long before I met you guys. But I always like to give the last word to you guys, and then we'll close it down. Any last thoughts for the community?
Well, I have 2 quick things.
Yeah.
One, we are looking for people to join our team.
Oh, okay, great.
So if you're interested in beer or want to learn the industry at all, come on in and meet us. And the other thing is, come on in and get your holiday gifts now, because I don't like to see people disappointed, and we've only been doing this a year, but you know, come Christmas we might not have what you're looking for. So
we will not have.
Yeah. So come in now. Actually, you know, Thanksgiving weekend is a great time.
Very good. It sounds like it's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Well, very good. Thank you guys. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
Thanks to everybody for hanging out with us today. We'll see you around.
Bye now.
Bye now.